What's up guys, welcome back. I'm Lorena from greenhealthycooking.com and today I'm going to show you how to make a classic Hollandaise sauce. It's absolutely delicious and way easier to make at home than many people think. In this tutorial, I will show you how to make the classic Hollandaise sauce with a whisk and a bowl over a water bath, because there's tons of other methods with blenders and immersion blenders, but what I don't like about those methods is you have zero control over the consistency of your Hollandaise sauce. So I'm going to teach you how to do it the classic way so you can control if you want it to be pourable or if you want it really nice and thick, because with the classic method you have all the control over the consistency. So let's get into the ingredients. All you're going to need for your Hollandaise sauce is half a cup of butter or a stick of butter, or for the Europeans amongst you, it's 113 grams of butter. And you're going to need a small pot or a bowl or something that you can melt the butter in. I melt it over the stovetop, but you can also use a microwave if you have the microwave. And the next thing that you need is 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 2 eggs, and a bowl in which you can separate the eggs because we're only going to use the yolks. And then you're going to need another bowl that fits on top of another pot, because this is the water bath that we're going to use to heat up our Hollandaise sauce. And lastly, you're going to need a whisk, because the main job in this recipe is muscle in your arm by whisking and whisking and whisking and whisking. So first off, we're going to have to melt our butter. Now here it's very important that you melt it over low heat, or if you're using the microwave, put it in and out, and just give it a quick stir, and make sure that just before it's all melted, you remove the butter from the heat and you keep stirring so it doesn't become too hot. We want the butter to be melted but not bubbly hot. So once you melted your butter, you're gonna go ahead and separate your eggs. You take your little bowl and you crack the egg and you move the yolk from one side to the other, letting the egg white just drop into the bowl. And then you're just going to transfer the yolks into your bigger bowl that fits on top of your pot. To those 2 yolks, you're going to want to add the Dijon mustard, the tablespoon of lemon juice. And now if you're using unsalted butter, this is where you want to add a little bit of salt. I like to use salted butter, and that way I don't have to season my Hollandaise sauce. I really like how the sauce is salted with salted butter, but you do you, so you can control the sodium level of your Hollandaise sauce. So once you added all those ingredients, you're going to go ahead and whisk this very, very well until it's completely combined and smooth. And then you're going to take your bowl and put it over the pot that has a little bit of water simmering over low heat. So the water keeps simmering but doesn't like really boil, bubble very hot. We're talking about very low heat and the steam of simmering water. So you put that on top and you start whisking, and while you're whisking, you're going to slowly add the melted butter. So if your pot doesn't have a spout, maybe you're gonna want to transfer it into another container that does have a spout. The important thing here is that you add the butter consistently, very, very slowly. And all the time while you're adding the butter, you're going to want to whisk. Now it's important that you never stop whisking until you reach the desired consistency for your Hollandaise. So you're going to keep whisking and whisking and whisking and whisking. Once you've finished adding all the butter, you're going to continue whisking until you reach the desired consistency. Now if you want it super, super liquid and pourable, you're basically finished. This is the consistency you have right after you added all the butter. But if you want it a little bit more creamy, you're going to have to whisk anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. It's gonna be quite a while and you need tons of muscle for that, but believe me, it's worth it. It's such an amazing, delicious sauce. So you're gonna whisk and whisk and whisk until it becomes custard-like. And at this point you can either remove it and then it's a pourable sauce, a thick pourable sauce, or you can continue whisking. Now to get a thicker sauce, you're only gonna have to whisk another 2 to 3 minutes. And it's very important that you remove your Hollandaise sauce when it's about to get the consistency that you like, because once you remove it from the heat, it's important that you take your bowl and remove it completely from the heat and that you continue whisking. During this process, your sauce will thicken up even a little more. So when you see that you're about to reach the consistency that you want, that's when you want to remove the sauce from the heat and keep whisking so it cools down slowly. Now, this is all there is to it. It's super simple. The only thing you need is power in your arm for whisking, and that's basically it. It's really, really easy. It's important that you don't add the butter all in one chunk, because then you risk your sauce to curdle, and it's also important that you keep whisking and whisking and whisking, because otherwise you risk again that your sauce will curdle. So the worst that can happen is that your sauce will curdle and there's really nothing you can do. I mean, you can add another yolk and you can increase everything, but honestly I recommend just starting from scratch again if it curdled. But since you've been following all the steps, just like I told you, adding the butter very slowly and whisking all the time, your sauce should be absolutely perfect. And now you can use it for whatever you want. My favorite way to use Hollandaise sauce is either on top of asparagus, or I like to toast an English muffin, put a poached egg on top, and then pour my delicious Hollandaise on top. Look at this deliciousness. I hope you found this tutorial very useful. I hope you're super successful when you try to make your own Hollandaise sauce. I hope you absolutely love it. If you try it, please don't forget to snap a picture, post it on Instagram and tag me. I want to know how you liked it. I want to see your successful Hollandaise sauces. And if you're familiar with my mayonnaise recipe, I'm gonna link it up here. You probably noticed that it is very similar to homemade mayonnaise. And if you've made my mayonnaise sauce, you know you can make Hollandaise sauce. If you haven't made it, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!